Okay, we're going to talk about strings and sorting. As you remember, at the beginning of this semester, we were talking about sorting, and I mentioned that the sort function that comes with Perl, it works on strings, and if you wanted to work on numerical values, or if you want to manipulate the string to work on the third value or the third character, or on in case insensitive, you can work on that one by changing the sort function the way you want it. We're gonna see this very shortly in this lecture. Okay, first of all, substrings. How can I find a substring from a whole long string in Perl? There is actually a function named index. What index does, you give a whole string to the index as first parameter. The second parameter, you give the short string. What it does, it goes and search for that short string in the long string and will return for you the value that that string starts in it, and the indexing is 0 base. So in this case, I am searching for WOR inside howdy world, and since it starts for 0, the W at the location 6. Okay, now I can use it actually to find more than one character or string inside the long string. As you can see, the second example, I'm searching for the word for the character W inside the string. In the first case, it's going to return 2 for me. We'll take it from howdy. Now if I use the return value from the index, which is 2, which is I save it at first underscore W, and I increment it by 1, index, what it does is gonna start the second parameter saying start from that specific index, which is a 3, and keep looking for another word that has W. Here we'll return 6 because the second W appears at the location 6. The third time I am calling the same function index, will return -1 because there is no more W. So index always will return the value of the starting of the short string in the long one, otherwise -1 if it couldn't find it. The last one here, instead of using index, there is another function named reverse index. So it's gonna start from the right to left. So here I am searching for the slash inside a string that has a slash, etc. slash password. What's gonna do is gonna start from the letter D from the end of the string, continue until it finds a slash, but the value returned is the location, and in this case it's the location 4, again starting with a 0 based indexing. Another type of manipulating strings is using substring. It takes the whole string as the first parameter, the starting as a second parameter, and the length as a third parameter, and it returns the value that you took. So if, for example, here I'm explaining it in practical example, I have hi, comma, hello, exclamation mark, and I'm saying start from the index number 5 and bring me 4 characters. So it goes to the strings, as you see, it means it's gonna start from the letter E and will bring back ELO. Now in my print function here, I started with G, so it's gonna print GLO for me. So if I start the initial position with negative, it's going to start from the end, as we saw before in other examples. So the substring can also be used on the left side of assignment, regardless that this is very weird that you have the function on the left side, but it really works. So if I have a string hello world, and then I said, okay, the substring is the current string hello world, and starting from the location 0 and a length of 5, substitute whatever you see from 0 to 5, that word by another word goodbye. So here what it does will take HELLO out completely from the string and will replace it by goodbye. So the string will be goodbye, comma, word, exclamation mark. As you notice, goodbye is longer string than hello, but it doesn't matter to Pearl. It can fit it. If it was shorter, we'll do the same. Now, how can I use this one? It will be very handy if you think about it to substitute the regional. Remember, regional work on all these strings or all the characters. So in this case, I am saying substitute Fred by Barney, but on the left side, I'm saying only until counting from, since it's a negative, is going from the right to the left until minus 20. So I'm restricting here the regional, making it more local search for the word Fred and substitute it by Barney. Okay, also I can use fifth argument in substring. In this case, is going to return the word that I ripped it out from the string. So in our last example, in previous, I will have the word hello. Formatting with sprintf. As you remember, we talked about printf, but printf is working on files, on handle. Here I'm going to work on the printing function as a string. So here, if I want to format the print as a sprintf by saying, okay, the first digit that I'm gonna print, it has 0 padding with 4 digits, which is the year. We'll handle the year very well. Then I am saying 0 padding with 2 digits, 0 padding with 2 digits also for the day, and then I'm leaving a space saying 2 digit without padding, 2 digit type. In this case, I have the hour, colon, I have 2 digits with 0 padding for the minute, and then I have 0 padding for 2 digits for the second. Very nice way to format your output of the string. Sorting. Here is the core about sorting. As we said, sorting is already built-in function, but it works for strings. I have to switch it and make some kind of mechanism to change the core of sorting. I'm not gonna change the way sorted works. All of us, we know how sorting works. All what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a subroutine. In that subroutine, I'm gonna say what type of sort I'm gonna use. Okay, here for example, I'm gonna sort numerical values. You have to always use the two parameters or the scalars a and b specifically. You cannot change those to another word. This is how the sort will understand your subroutine. Okay, what I am saying here, if a less than b, return -1. If it's a bigger than b, return 1. Otherwise, if they are equal or incomparable, return 0 for me. There is another shortcut for this one, the last sentence here, because it's very small statement. I can substitute it with one line. So I am naming the subroutine numeric, and then in the curly braces, this is a whole block I have, I'm saying return the $a, and then this name spaceship actually, which is less than, equal, bigger than $b, and close the braces. Actually, what it does exactly what I mentioned in the subroutine. This spaceship operator will return -1 if it's less, 1 if it's bigger, and 0 if it's equal. Okay, how I'm gonna use it? Okay, we know the sort works on strings. All what you have to do, if you insert the name of your subroutine after the sort, and Perl will figure out how to work with it. So sort numeric, I'm calling my subroutine, then 97 to 102. It's a silly example, but just to show you how it works. So it goes, it knows that I'm handling the A and the B the way I defined them before, and it's gonna work on each two elements. We take the first one compared to the second one. If it's less, if it's bigger, we'll switch it. If it's less, we'll keep it as it is. So here it's sorting in ascending order. Okay. As usually, the sort has a speed value, how long it's gonna stay. In this case, it's an n log n, as efficiency is good enough. Okay, now how about if I handle this operation automatically without subroutine, because it's very easy. I can automatically say sort open curly braces A, the spaceship operator, $B, and close braces, and then give the list of numbers that I want to sort them ascending order. We can sort them in descending order if I switch the A and B. Just you have to switch the parameters. Actually, there is an easier way using the function reverse, if you remember. So if I just put reverse sort and keep it the way it is, A spaceship B will work exactly the same. Now how about if I want to use it on strings? We know sort already works with string, but if I want to make some modification on the strings, as here the equivalent to spaceship, the numerical one for the strings is CMP. Here I am saying, okay, sort them but with lowercase. So this is what I added to the typical sort, LC for the lowercase. So lowercase what it is in A, and compare it to lowercase what in B. If it's like we did here, if it's less than, we'll return -1. If it's bigger, we'll return 1. If it's equal, we'll return 0. Okay, but here of course we are comparing the string comparison, so you have to remember what is inside the string comparison. Okay, now let us talk about another type of sort. How about the example we mentioned in the hash, when we had the key is the name. In this case here we have Barney, Fred, Dino, and the value is a number 195 to 205 and 30. And we'll say this is a bowling game, and the number represent how many times they won the trophy. Here, as we can see, Fred is the highest number, so we want to sort them in ascending order to find the highest number. So here what I am saying, okay, call the sort function and then call the subroutine that make the comparison named by score. And what I am sending, actually, I am sending the keys from the hash table named score. Okay, so what is by score? By score is going to do the following. The subroutine by score is saying bring me from the I send it the keys score. Okay, so here the B has the keys, in this case Barney, let's say. Bring me the Barney, give me the value of Barney in the hash table named to score. So here we'll bring back 195. Then the second value A is the second value, for example here, give me the value of a Fred, in this case will be 205. I am using here the descending order actually to get the highest up. Okay, so that's why I switched the B with A. So at the end I will end up with having Fred at the top of my list. So we'll return the whole list here in order: Fred, Barney, and Dino. Now in this following example I am going to show you in the execution and how the value will be printed out. Okay. So what I'm saying here, okay, the same exactly code. I am putting the hash table with the value, key, and the value. Then I am sorting as you saw, and I am saying just print the first values that you're going to return. Now if I said print all the list, you will see you're going to print all of it starting Fred, Barney. Okay, the double quotation again. So pay attention to this error when you copy from the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, another one. It's capital here. We remember that Perl is case sensitive, so I have to fix it in the PowerPoint. Okay, we'll print Fred, Barney, and Dino. Now if I said just print for me the first element in this list, okay, in this case we'll print Fred only. Not the first, of course, the 0. Remember, it starts with 0. Okay, so we got it. So that's it for now for strings and sorting. And try to use the example inside with Eclipse.